Good morning. Good morning.
Good man. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, let's continue. Uh, okay. A moment. A moment. So I was looking at these. Mhm. I was looking at these. I'm suspecting. I'm suspecting. Yeah. I'm suspecting a good sell from here, but I don't know where this 1 hour time frame. Let me see. 4,000. Oh, I see. I see why I saw that. Uh, mm, okay. So I'm expecting a crazy. Let me just. I had limit orders. Let me just delete them first. Because sometimes this market can be quite unpredictable. Yep. Okay. So let's leave it at this, right? So here we are, looking at an overall price movement. Mm. Okay, back to back to what we talked about yesterday. Back to what we talked about yesterday. Okay, let's see, let's see. Let's watch. Let's watch. All right. So first off, right? Um, this is the 30 minutes. We're able to catch this, right? Why? I'm still going to point out um that exact setup or we applied that other day. This is a killer. This is a killer move, right? Like if you're it comes in two ways, right? This is one of it. One of it is like the one I told you, sweeping the low, just like this. Another one is this very move here. As a when a low. Okay. Of course, you can see it swept this low still. Did a little pullback, came back, gave a higher low. Right? This move, both types, it signals most times the signals very strong um buying move. See the same thing here. It swept, not just like this. Swept, right? I don't know whether to just jump on this street like this now. Let me see. I think I will just jump on it. Let me see. Okay. It's giving me the pullback. I think it's time to jump in. Yeah. I'll be trading with you on this session like this. Trade. Let me see what it does. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing this dump? Let me just see what it does. It swept everything. And see. are trading with me on this session now. So hang tight. 40, 70. Okay, let's see. I low key, I low key expect this is 30, right? I low key expect the move to um now the question now is where is it coming down to? It's coming back down to 40, 51. That's what I'm suspecting. That's what I'm suspecting. It's coming back down to 40, 51. That means what I thought would happen is not actually happening. But as you can see, sometimes the market can be tricky, but I think I'll just leave it and I'll just leave it and observe and see what it does anyway. So in essence, how did this very move come about, right? How did this move come about? Um, the market opened by 11 today. This 11, this is the open by 11. Let me see if I can get the points. Yep. The market opened by 11 right here. That is very, yeah, mm, interesting. So my experience yourself though. Mm, okay. I'm looking at two things at the same time here. Let me see this. Okay. Set an area of interest right now. They're expecting a buy. I think that will be the best point for the buy. Um, all right. So, so this is it. Normally, right? Just focus on. Let me go to this chart where there is no. Let me check on the one where there is no. Now, normally this is 5 minutes time frame. This is 11 o'clock, right? This is the open right here. This is 11 o'clock. I'm still highlighting reason why this is 11 o'clock right here, right? And look at this very move. A high, a low, right? This is normally here. I expected this market selling into this zone before buying, right? I expected selling into this zone before buying. I expected selling into this very zone, 40.53, before buying. It should still come down. No? That's like the main thing. Should still come down. That's what I'm looking at. But anyways, back to what we're talking about. It should still come down. Now, normally, yeah, someone can be tempted to taking a sell here because look now, it makes sense, right? We're having series of nice resistance within here. Like, okay, this is a good point to sell. Let me just sell, aiming for wherever it is you want to aim at. Let's say you want to take your TP at, let's say 5.7, just like I did on that other account, right? But then I already knew that, okay, with this Fibonacci, this. I already just this is reinforcing what I talked about yesterday. I already knew that selling from here is too early, right? Selling from this point is too early. No matter how tempted I am, so long, right? See the caveat here. So long this very low has not been broken, selling from here is too early, right? When you can say that, okay, you can abandon your idea of selling at this very point is when this low here gets broken. But as you can see here, the high, the low, the market played around. This is simply accumulation, right? What happened? It manipulated, then of course distributed, did a pullback, then continued. Right? The pullback was like from 3 o'clock. It now made the main move. Right. So if you're so patient in this trade here, you'd wait for this move, right? Wait for it to break. Then now trade the same entry once again. This time with a lower exposure to your account, right? But anyways, let's just say you said to trade immediately. You waited your entry at 4081 and maybe your SL at 92. The only thing was that you'll be in the heat because the market got very close to your SL before making the move, right? But the main key point here is that this high we are looking at here, if you go down to 1 minute time frame, you can see how clear this very let me see if I can get it. You see how very clear those highs were. Like how can you not sell from here? Look at now. The market is giving you every opportunity to sell, right? Yeah, nice resistance, just sell. So even start giving series of lower lows. You understand? But then since we've already studied the market and knew that before any major move happens, liquidity areas must be swept. Has to be swept. Right? So you waited. Your entry was here and you got in. Right? So this is simply to reinforce that idea I've always talked about. Now the question is, why were you expecting a sell? Right? Why were you expecting a sell? Let's yeah, you were expecting a sell because the market just gave us a new high. If you watch this, like on the higher time frame, you're gonna see, let me see, on the 30 minutes time frame, right? The market has been selling high, low, high, low, high, low. Then what happened? Let me delete this. Then what happened? A new low came out, right? A new high. This shows that this trend shifted at this very point. This trend shifted at this very point. So what are we looking for? A pullback. And what's the pullback here? This is it. This move. I see how we are running this. What happened? The market tapped. If you can see, my TP was 50, 40, 57. And my 50% zone is exactly 40, 57. Now, the mistake I made was that I would have actually had my buy limit at 40, 55, 40, 54. But I was looking for premium entry here. I set my buy limits at this very point, 40, 52. But you can see it didn't get there. It didn't get to this point and it's already disappearing. Right. So it happens. Sometimes it happens. So I have to now wait for 630 to enter on that buy right here. Right. So you can see how this is why we took the sell because we expected this pullback. We are trading against the trend. Quite all right. Yeah. But on a lower time frame, it was a valid sell to make. Right. So for this very move right here, this was a very good buy buy entry, right? Now, normally on a large spectrum here, I'll be looking at I'm looking at buying to this very high here, 133. But as it is, I might just decide to take my TP for this very buy move here. I might decide to just take my TP at 40. I can just 40.90. I can just test my TP at 40.90. Then now wait to see whatever the market gives me. I'll still be glad, yeah, if he comes back into this area. But if he doesn't, fine and amazing. You get fine and amazing. There is no rush in the market, right? Because if I put up this full swing here, if I assume that this is a one swing, right? If I assume this a straight up move, right? Because generally the market is bearish. If I assume this is a one strong sell move, right? The major pullback will be inside this area. Because it is 1012 to 119 is still interesting. But if I go down to like daily time frame or 4 hours time frame, if I draw it, you still see something, right? So right now we are just working with um this move we have here. Now so many things are going to my head, but let me not add them, right? Let me show you something else when using Fibonacci, right? Let me show you something. In cases like this, if you don't want um if you don't just want to take your TP here, because this is a high, right? It's expected since this is a new trend. It's expected, just like this case, right? Okay, let me use this very move for that. Let me use this very move for that. So you see, but this didn't give me a 50% retracement though. So it did not give me a 50% retracement. Just came very, very close, right? Didn't give me. I was waiting for this entry yesterday, but I didn't get there. But however, let's just say this is a 50% move. Um, Let me show you a way to tell where the a likely um no, minus um, minus. Let me see. This is 0 minus 0.5. Or I can just use the impulse to okay. Okay, just to this now we are now talking about not just retracement right now. We're talking about extension, right? We're talking about extension. 0.5. This one should be yeah, minus 0.5. I don't know if I'm getting it. 0 minus 0.5 minus 1, right? Then minus, let me just activate these two first so you can see. Did I get it? All right. Yep. So this is an extension, right? Look at this. It's red anyway. Now the extension, this is 1. Look at, let me delete this so it doesn't confuse you. And delete all of these ones. Now this is a swing. This high to this low, right? The market did a pullback. Let's assume that you got to 50%, right? Now you can decide to trade, right? To get this exact move, like trading to this very low, right? Or you trade the extension. Now the extension is extra 50%. The extension is trading this very move, this high to low, trading the same movement at this very point, right? Like this exact, the length of this move, repeating the same movement. And you can see, check, this is a task for you. Go check use Fibonacci to check some swings, right? Right. After the full retracement, the continuation, most times, right, it hits the 0.5%. For buy moves, right, it's going to get to like 1.5. For sell moves, it's minus 0.5. Buy moves 1.5, two, like that for sell. You can see 0.5, -1, -1.5, and the likes, right? So if you are to replicate the same thing for this buy move you are seeing now, it's gonna be something like this. Let me edit it. Edit it. We're talking about 1.5. Let's say we just want to target 1.5, right? Just want to target 1.5. So in that case, we'll simply we'll simply in that case we'll simply um, I think it should still be the same 0.5 for volumes. It should still be the same 0.5, not it should still be the same minus, not 1 point. I just left it. Make sure I'm correct. And who's 1.5? Confirm. So if I'm to expect, right, this same move, if I'm to expect this same move right here to repeat itself after it has gone into my entry, yeah, I expect it to get to 4126. That's if I don't want to take my TP at. In fact, you can actually do it if you have two entries. One can be at this very point, 4091 as TP1. Second one can be at 4126. This is the extension of this very move, right? This is the extension of this very move. This is the extension. Is this market fully ready to move, right? Because based on the fact that I did not enter here, and if I've entered here, yeah, that's why my initial entry here, if I show you my buy limits, my SL is actually 4133, a little bit above this. That's my expected movement. If I come here, I'm going to show you that. That's like my expected movement. Look at this. I did the whole markup just before the day started, right? I see how amazing it is. Let me extend it so that it doesn't encroach, right? It came in, tapped in, amazing, right? It's just that I missed the entry. That's what it's paying me. I missed the entry, right? And since I didn't get in early, it would be best for me to exit here, wait for another pullback, then enter to aim for that 4126 we saw, right? Because entering here is much risk because my SL is just around here, so it's much risk, right? Back to this point, I entered that. So another caveat here now is I can use this move here now. I can use the same thing I applied, right? Let me show you. I can use this very move. Okay, let's go back to this point. Let's use the 5 minutes. Since we got our entry with the 5 minutes, right? Let's use the 5 minutes. Is it making sense? Is it actually making sense?
Yeah, I understand you.
Right. So now this time let me see what I did here from this very point. Let me see. So now we want to mitigate this risk with what we actually have. Let's say this to this. Don't know. Okay, this should be the high we got into, right? Um, is it this or from here? I'm trying to know. I think I did that point from this very area, right? So with our entry here, let's say I was working with let's say I was working with this high and low. Just I don't know why I deleted this thing here. I shouldn't have deleted it. So I know exactly what I did. Okay, I think I got that entry from here to this point. This was the high, right? This is it. So I use this. It taps into this 50%. Now, if I want to aim for my TP will just be at 48, 40.85, right? But see me now, I'm pushing towards 40.90. All right, so that's where my TP is going to be for this very move I took, because I used this very data here for my entry. You understand? Back to this one. So I use this very move, this very swing, this low to this high for my data. If I was doing what's it called? If I was doing normal pull back to the former high, I should have taken my TP. Right? I should have just taken my TP. I should have taken my TP. I should have taken my TP, right? But now I'm using the extension, hoping that it gets to this very high, which I know it would basically, right? At 40.90 at least. Now by 40.90, let's now see what he does by New York, London Open. We might do a little bit of, here and there, but at least you are onto something, right? So now I'm showing you Fibonacci, not just the retracement, now the extension, right? This is quite risky, but where you get to apply this thing are areas where the market is like trending high, right? Let me see if I can get areas like that, in a strong trend where you can actually tell where the market is going to. Let me see. In a strong trend, you cannot tell where the market is going to. Can this be a case? Let's see, I'm just looking at this time frame right here. Let's just say you're looking at this time frame right here. What the market do? Okay, yeah, it's very safe to say, okay, let me just sell from this point. Right, you sell from here, have your SL. Let's say you're selling at from 4120. Have your SL at 4135, or maybe 414, 4140, as the case may be, right? And or maybe waiting for your confirmation, just like we always do, market to play around, sweep below, always give us this. The market always does this, just know it always does this. Consolidation, 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 manipulate, distribute, and this always happens, right? Just know that this always, in most cases, right? It always happens. Just like this, manipulate, consolidate, sweeps, play around again, still do another sweeping this one. This move here is to trick, on a normal term is to catch liquidity, but those that don't understand we think that okay, this is a buying move. But a smart guy or a smart trader basically would wait, right? It sweeps below, just like we have here, and does a pullback, you enter. Right? You just have to be patient. That's why you just have to be very patient, right? So once this happens, you enter your trade here. Now, in this case, you are not only trading to this low, you want to trade the extension, right? All you can see is this low. You don't really know this. Let's say you're analyzing just a 5 minute chart. You don't know where it will get to, right? You say, you know what? Okay, let me trade to this. Let me trade to the like to the extra minus 5% to the extension. Set your TP1 here, set your TP2 here. Boom. Right. I don't always advise that other one, the extra one. I don't know about that one, but in most cases, it always does this very move. Right. In most cases, it always does this. That's when you want to aim for more beyond what your eyes is seeing or beyond what the market is giving you. That's what this extension is for. Right. That's what the extension is for. So I believe that's about it for today. We hope this guy plays out well and gives us what we want, right? We will be pleased as well and give us what we and give us what we want, right? And give us what we want. So that's about it this morning. So this morning was basically learning how to take, retracement traits and of course the extension as well. So if I'm taking this rate, my comfortable TP should be 40.85. And I now wait. In fact, I might decide to just adjust my TP now to 40.85 and just chill whatever the market gives me. I'm good. I'll tell you, and just chill whatever it gives me. I am I am good. Right. I'll tell you, I can just chill. If it gives me anything. In fact, let me set it at 40.85. Like that is let me say this high 40.85. It gives me that. I am amazingly satisfied. Okay, enter lead to result good. So that's it about that. That's it about that. Well, that's it about that. What's in it? So, great man. It has been an amazing day.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Thank you
let's,
very much.
yeah, you're welcome. Let's anticipate.
Yeah.
Boom. So it's almost there even. It's almost there. So I think once it gets here, I'll close partials, then leave it to trickle to 49th. All right, so let's see what the day has for us. This is a clear. I like how this one played out in front of you. And so that's it. And that is it. So cheers to the very best. Great man. All right. All right. All right. All right. Stop sharing and meeting for